AskReddit by Laseo Michelbg 803. How effective are alternative methods of crime prevention and public safety compared to reliance on firearms? OP, get off Reddit and work on your essay. Bet on ArpsBulik that it's a model UN essay Nekasok. Use a really big bug net. This crime prevention strategy, was it most successfully implemented by a carrot-chewing cartoon rabbit? Crime significantly dropped during the phase-out of leaded gasoline, which coincided with allowing legal, safe abortions in the US. Far and away the most effective method of crime prevention and active use are robust social and mental health programs. Following closely are rehabilitation facilities with a heavy focus on retraining and counseling. Armed police are way down the list, and an armed populace is even lower. I'll add that a strong economy with a vibrant middle class and multiple opportunities for people to make good money honestly is the best crime preventer of all. A heavily armed populace is usually a reflection of a high crime rate, not a low one. I think nuking everyone works well. No crime if there's no survivors. The biggest way to reduce crime is to tackle poverty. The wealth gap is getting more and more extreme, which will lead to more crime. Don't let the rich trick you into thinking we need draconian laws to curb it. We need to break these companies up and start making them pay their fair share. You only need to crack open a history book to see the effectiveness of draconian laws. Look at crime rates before the existence of a formal police force and the military handled criminal matters. Turns out throwing people in a prison cell and making them pay for their own food, executions for petty theft and extreme measures to scare people into not doing crimes didn't actually stop them from doing crimes. It's almost like they don't commit crimes because they just want to do it. Is reliance on firearms the default for crime prevention then? Note that OP didn't specify which kind of crime. Overall the question is held very general. Me on the overpass mag dumping into speeding cars. Use firelegs instead of firearms. Fireflies? You don't rely on a firearm to prevent crime. You rely on a firearm to protect yourself from violent criminals. Having said that, if you are trying to dig into this for more than just a conversation on Reddit, then I would look at crime rates before and after castle doctrine and stand your ground laws were implemented in certain states. As far as I can think of off the top of my head, that would be the only reasonable method of comparing how effective common knowledge of firearm acceptance by the populace would be in preventing crime. The problem with this kind of analysis is that given it decriminalizes a lot of things that were criminal before, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy that requires statistical acumen to control for that is beyond your average Redditor. I am not sure you finished typing out your question. Alternative methods of crime prevention, such as urban design, foot patrol policing, CCTV, and social programs, can be very effective. These address the root causes of crime and help create a safer and more resilient society. A combination of strategies is often the most effective approach. This sums it up perfectly lol. https://www.youtube.com/watch?velLWDGIF. All the people recording until the gun came out are the best part. What? Are you trying to compare alternative methods of crime prevention vs people just generally owning firearms? The good guy with a gun clause doesn't really work, as you can just simply look at different rates of crime in other countries with stricter gun control. People owning guns is not much of a crime prevention tactic, and if anything just makes it worse. But again, no clue what you're fully asking. Yeah, I mean houses are often targeted for theft when it's obvious they've got guns. Best crime reduction seems to usually come when you also reduce poverty ammo. Lockdown. Reliance on firearms is not effective at all. Make abortion ubiquitous, free, and legal for all ages without parental consent. Solving murder with more murder. Bold strategy. The United Kingdom has a low rate of gun crime and firearm-related deaths compared to the United States. In the UK, the annual rate of gun homicide per 100,000 of the population is currently 0.03, while in the USA, it is 3.6, which is 120 times greater. Firearms offences in the UK constitute only 0.4% of all recorded crime, with a decreasing trend in gun crime overall. When discussing is crime better or worse with no guns available, it's disingenuous to only consider gun crime stats. Obviously gun crime will be lower if guns are not allowed. The question is about all crime. Is crime, in general, greater or lower when the focus of crime prevention is on non-gun reliant methods? The answer is going to be it depends, because it's entirely predicate on multiple factors, all of which needs full attention and good faith implementation. Humans are notoriously bad at full measure good faith administration. I know that people will do what they gonna do regardless, but I always think about how there are so many cameras everywhere today and I'll never get away with anything lol. I'm not criminal minded though, so maybe the criminals are not thinking about consequences. Edit, spelling. This is unironically exactly how it works. Studies have shown that the number one reason people do or do not commit a crime is the likelihood of getting caught. Severity of penalty hardly matters at all, it's the chance of that penalty being enforced. This is one of the many reasons that tough on crime policies are bullshit, and since police don't prevent crime, extra police budgets don't work either. Owning firearms basically double your chances of being killed with a firearm. The best crime deterrent is fear of getting caught. Cameras, police presence, community engagement. Overly harsh punishments increase crime, though. Immigrants are often victims because they can't report crimes without getting deported. So people do crime to them because they don't fear being caught. Fear of being caught is not a deterrent, especially if you have priors. Use an arrow with a sleeping chemical. Bring back the death penalty for little things. J. The safest countries in the world barely ever shoot their citizens. Man traps are illegal yet very effective. What, like shock collars on us all?